You are listening to the Confidence Chronicles podcast, episode number 62. Hola, hola. It's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start reclaiming your confidence. Start standing in your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. I am here to remind you I'm a confidence coach and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hola, hey, oh my goodness, I love you. Can I just tell you that I love you? Like, welcome to the podcast. I love you. That is what I have to say to you. My heart is like palpitating out of my body because we have just launched the pre-sale of the Sisterhood when I'm recording this online global program, which is basically my work, this podcast in an online version. And I am so ridiculously overjoyed and grateful and blessed, hashtag happy as hell, because we have women all over the world who have said yes to investing in themselves, to working with me, to doing the inner work, to facing their demons, to making shit happen. We got Austria in the house. We got like Sweden in the house. We got like Germany in the house. We got New York City. We got America. We got Canada. We got fucking New Zealand, Australia. Like, I am like, what? I'm not going to lie. When somebody from Austria joined, girl, you made my day. Because I'm like, Austria. Like, I ain't going to lie. I'm American. I didn't even know where that was, okay? Until I moved to Australia. So when I hear that people from Vienna, Holla Vienna, listen to my podcast, you know, somebody in Ohio, in Wyoming, I'm like, what? Like, it's just like, what? I'm having a moment. So I am beyond the moon to have you ladies in the Sisterhood online global experience. For those of you that have been thinking about doing it, make it happen for yourself. Seriously, if you love this podcast or you love this work and you resonate with me and my crazy ass and my swearing and my keeping it realness, my coach, who is the bomb, and I love her. She's a really dear, good friend of mine. I talk about her a lot, Tanja. She's like, you are so the Cardi B of personal development. And I'm like, you know what? I like that. I like that because my goal is to make all of these spiritual, esoteric fucking concepts and things in the coaching world, in the therapeutic mindset healing world, like super yo English, so that you can get it and you can understand it. Layman's terms, break that shit down. And that's what I hope my podcast does for you. I hope that you understand all this shit and that it's not like too hard to understand or too hard to comprehend, and that my language lands with you. Like, that is my goal. So I'm gonna be calling myself the Cardi B of personal development. I love it. It's the best. So thank you, Tanja. I'm gonna steal that. I'll put that shit on my Instagram bio. In today's podcast, I wanted to talk to you all about being with a gentle man. Not a gentleman, but a gentle man. And this is for those of you out there who date men, who are married to a man, want to be with a man. Because here's the thing. And you know what? Actually, this could be for someone out there who is dating someone who, you know, identifies as a man and maybe is a softer soul, is more gentle, right? So somebody who is, you know, gentle, who is a little bit more of an introvert, a little bit more soft-spoken, not out there like, rah, like basically the opposite of me, right? And as we know, opposites attract. And my husband is a total gentle man. And he did a podcast, Mr. Hamish Kramer has a podcast, by the way, out there for men or anybody who identifies as a man. And all the women that I know listen to it because they're like, it's men language translation. And so my husband did this podcast, and it's great. He's amazing and he's beautiful. And he did one about being with a strong woman, being with me. And it's so funny because me and him talk all the time about how we've worked on ourselves so much. How when he met me, I was this American ghetto biatch, you know, angry, protecting myself, fucking Xena warrior Puerto Rican princess up in here, right? Like, I was just like, don't fuck with me, I'll fuck you up. Like, I was like that, right? And in my ego, total she-go, and not in a good way, anger, you know, righteousness, fighting, all of that. So all of the things I basically had in my childhood that helped me survive, literally survive trauma, survive abandonment, survive all the shit I survived, the things that helped me as a child do not serve me as a grown-ass woman. Holla if you fucking feel me on that, right? Like what helped me get through my childhood will not serve me as a grown-ass woman right now. Kindness is going to serve me. Compassion is going to serve me, right? Standing in my feminine, standing in the nurture and emotions are going to serve me, right? Not the fighting masculine warrior who I have been being or who I was being in the beginning. So when I met Hamish, I called him Hamish because I was American. I didn't know how to fucking say his name. I'm like, Hamish, and he's like Brown. I'm like, a Brown Hamish. That's so weird. Like, that's like a Scottish name. And I called him Hamish. And of course, being the gentleman that he is, he never corrected me, ever. I just call him Ham. I'm like, Ham. And I met him, and he was my personal trainer. And I need to tell you all this story another day. But basically, I was the sleazy client trying to hit on my personal trainer. And he was so sweet. Like, he was so sweet and gentle and loving. And when he and I started dating, I remember not being able to understand when he would let shit slide, because he had a business partner. I'm sorry if you listen to this business partner, but you were shit. And I could see it. I could smell it from like 10 miles away, right? I knew that this business relationship wasn't working. My husband was letting this guy get away with all kinds of things. And he had told me in his past relationships, he was, and I don't say this to be derogatory, ladies, I used to call him Captain Save-A-Ho. And I don't mean it like that. Just so you know, if you're American, you feel me, sister, you know what I mean. It was like saving the women who were victims. And that was his jam, right? And so I would joke around and be like, oh man, just fucking say some shit to this guy. Like, don't be such a pussy, da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's how I would talk to my husband, which, by the way, is totally fucked up and not cool. So you can see that I was just this like roughneck saying to him, don't be a pussy and blah, blah, blah. And wondering why he felt emasculated, wondering why he would step more into the feminine. And when I say feminine, I mean soft, gentle nurture. When I say masculine, I mean driven, like raw, just make that shit happen. Like, that's what I mean, how I was. No matter what I said, he just seemed to go softer. And it was crazy because I was like really full on, and I was like, you know, in his podcast, he says that I was hitting him over the head with my masculine dick, you know, and it was so true because I used to say that, like, I was forcing, I was coming at him with force, which is not a feminine quality, right? Force. Power, not force. And so I would like try to be like, listen, don't take no shit. Like, I was trying to teach him my shit from my upbringing and my past and my life. So my beliefs, my upbringing, my background came because of my life, because of who I am. Yours comes because of who you are. And Hamish had his own set of beliefs and thoughts and how he should be and how the world works, you know. And here I am trying to tell him the way he's doing it is wrong. He should do it my way. And if you do that in your world, have a look at that, because it's actually insanity. Like, why would somebody else who's not you do things how you do them? Like, that's what? Like, it makes so much sense to me now, but back then I just couldn't get my head around it. And I remember arguing with him and trying to hold my tongue. And what's really happened in this relationship, being with a gentle man, what it's taught me, you know, there's so much that it's taught me, but the main thing and the biggest thing was to soften, to let go. You know, we have a joke that my husband's like Obama, you know, like so political, so loving, says the nice things. You know, he just, the way he communicates is gentle and beautiful and really nice. And the way I communicate is all about feelings. And, you know, I can be, when I get really upset, I can attack, or I can be, you know, be personal. And he just keeps it black and white, real factual shit. Like, there's no emotion. It's low, you know, low emotion, high intelligence. Like, that's where he sits. And so it was really funny because I would be trying to tell him what to do and frustrated, but he would take the long road. He would be like the marathon man. And then finally this business partner did go. I mean, it was way too long in my book. Like, to me, I'm like, what a waste of all that time. But to Hamish, exactly what he wanted happened. There wasn't a fallout. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't money issues. It was so beautiful and so clean, because what a soul my husband is. Like, he's gentle. He's amazing. He's loving. So karmatically, he's not going to get fucked, because because he's done the right thing. But in my book, I was like, wow, that took way too long. Like we wasted way too much time and way too much money, to be honest. So being with Hamish, what's happened for us when I met him, and how we were so different, and I was so yang and he was so yin, and I was so, this is the way it is and that's it, masculine. And then the more masculine, like I said, you get women, the more feminine the man has to be. Because think about it, you can't have, like, one person has to do the other. And Tony Robbins, I love, he talks about this so much. He's a very masculine man on purpose. Like, on purpose. At his events, he finds women how I used to be and he fucks them up. Like, he rips them and he digs into that protection that they've created. And it's always based on some kind of past trauma, some kind of childhood shit, this fake mask, this warrior outfit that we had to wear to protect ourselves as children. And as a woman, grown-ass woman, that does not serve you anymore. Like it didn't serve me anymore. If I continued to be that person, that 5-year-old me who was so angry and righteous and like, don't fuck with me and I could do it myself and I don't need your help and masculine, I wouldn't be with Hamish. I wouldn't have the children I have. I wouldn't have the business, the career that I have. I wouldn't have any of this. It'd be totally different, right? I'd be like surviving, that kind of vibe, and fighting against everything all the time. There's a fight. There has to be a fight. And so throughout the years of us being together, his podcast was a bit rough because he drives and does his, and I love you, Hamish, my beautiful husband, but it's different for a man. Like, I feel like they can't do more than 1 to 2 things at once. And so he's doing the podcast and I'm like, babe, what, like, I'm listening to the episode about being with a strong woman and it feels like it finished with, we still have this issue. And to be honest, we're so good. Like, this is sorted because we were able to communicate so much and we still touch base. We still check in with each other and go, how are you feeling? Where are you at with this? Because we live busy lives, like everybody else, but we've got businesses, we've got kids. I've got a massive Instagram account that I love to write back and manage people and talk to people. And so there's nobody running that for me. So the phones are out. Energetically, we need to make sure that we're present, all of that. So I think for me, one of the biggest lessons I've learned being with Hamish is that I'm allowed to be soft. Like, I'm allowed to ask for help. And I remember saying to him, and if you're a strong woman out there, you may have said this as well. Like, just because I'm strong doesn't mean I don't want you to look after me. Just because I know I can do everything, it doesn't mean I don't want you to think that I'm a soft woman. Nights that I've been crying and he just acts like whatever. And I'm like, dude, I still want to be cuddled. I want to be treated like a fucking baby princess still. It doesn't mean I don't, it doesn't mean I want concrete and fucking steel because I'm so strong. And sometimes, ladies, men don't know. So men go, oh, you got this? Oh, you're so strong and you're so whatever? Okay, cool, I'll back off. Oh, you don't want a Christmas present? Okay, I won't buy one. Like, they are legit, like, facts, right? They're not like, I feel like this. They're just like, I'm good. Their text messages with the thumbs up emoji, I'm like, really? Like, give me something. Give me some 10 emojis with like hearts and loves and exclamation points, like 25 exclamation points. That's like me, like voice memo, And so it's really interesting because I've really learned that the softer I get, the more masculine he becomes. And the more I push him for who he's not, and the more I focus on what he's not, the more I miss out on all that he is. I'll say that again. The more I focus on what he's not, the more I miss out on what he is, all that he is. I used to get upset because he's not romantic. He's fucking everything else. Literally, my husband cleans the house. He washes the dishes. He washes the clothes. He washes my underwear. He washes the kids' clothes. Like, I don't clean, like, ever. I think I'm allergic to it. That's what I'm telling him. No, I just don't. I just never have. I hate it. I'd rather pay someone. But he's right. Like, it needs to get done. And his mom taught him how to clean, so he cleans. He's amazing. And so, I'm really lucky. I'm blessed. And when I focus on what he's not, which is like, well, he's not romantic. He's literally everything else. And so what's been great for us is to be able to give to each other. So he's been able, what he got to see was that I was right in the sense of he is very soft and he lets people get away with shit and he doesn't want to start confrontation. And it's not because he's scared. He's just genuinely a really fucking nice guy. Like, Hamish will die with no enemies. Like, I used to say that about my first husband, Gio. Literally, he passed away with no enemies. He was such a sweet guy. Like, they're just sweet and really loving from the heart. And I'm sweet as well. I'm just like, you're not getting away with this shit, right? Like, a little bit more fire. sweet and spicy, you know? And so I've been able to take his calmness and take his traits, and he's really helped me to go, you know, when we lived with my in-laws, that was the best lesson ever, because he's like, honey, it's not worth the fight. Like, is this worth the fight? Like, can you just let them be, like, let them think they're right? It's cool. You don't have to fight. So he's very much like, I know what I am. I know who I am. I don't need to fight with everybody about it. I'm happy for them to think whatever they want and let it go and have peace within yourself. So Hamish chooses peace instead of being right. Hamish chooses peace instead of being loud. Hamish will choose peace over anything. And so that, to me, I was looking at it as a weakness, because how I grew up, it was like, if you're not fighting, you're dying. And that's not true. That's actually not true. And so the more we got together, the more fiery he would get. And it was so funny, because he would get fiery with me. I'm like, oh, you're not fiery in the streets, but you're going to be fiery with me? Like, hello, are you serious? And it was funny, because for a while, that's where he would practice. He would practice with me and be like, I'm not taking this shit, blah, 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 and like arc up. And I'm like, oh, okay, hello, who are you? And it was good, because he started to get that strength and get that voice and like stand in it. And then he did it for so long that then it became a part of who he was. And now he's still very political, gentle, loving, but he doesn't take any shit. And he does it in his way. The worst thing, my loves, that you want out there is for you to be mothering your partner, or for you to be parent-teacher relationship. Don't do that. You shouldn't be this. Why are you doing that? The nagging. Like, the nagging is such a turnoff. And it's like, I'm a coach, right? I can't coach my husband. That's not sexy. Like, don't use your life coaching shit on your husband or your partner, because they know what you do and they know who you are, and that's not sexy. It's going to turn them off. So me and Hamish both do coaching. So we'll talk about what we want to do together and what modalities we want to use in our relationship, like what rules, what little tips and things that we want to use as a couple. But we don't try to coach each other. It's just not on. It's not hot. It doesn't bring anything good to the relationship for us. It feels like I'm condescending him. It feels like I'm above him or he's lower, all of that. So we don't do that. And for me, one of the biggest things was sex. Like, I love sex. I love being sexy. I love being thrown against the wall, all of that shit. Like, I'm like, you know, bad boy, freaky deaky, sexy. And my husband grew up in a family where his father was like, do not touch women. Respect, respect, respect. Sri Lankan background, total respect. They're Catholic. So when Hamish met me, and I'm like, woohoo, I'm going to turn you out. It took a really long time. He was really in his head. And when you're in your head, you're not in your genitals, right? When you're in your head, you're not in your body. And so for a long time, it was like feeling like the man in the relationship, but going, I just want to have sex with you. And, you know, it feeling harder for us to do that. He wouldn't be like, I'm tired, I have a headache, none of that stuff. But it was like, you're in your head, where are you? We don't have time, or we're tired, or whatever. And as you have children, it gets even more like that. Like, we booking sex in, like, seriously, like Fridays. Okay, we're going to have sex on Friday, Fuckfest Fridays. That's what we're going to do. Because literally we're exhausted, right? So that really messed with me. That was the part that messed with me the most, is like, why didn't you want to have sex with me? What's wrong with me? Am I fat? Because my husband has like a 75 pack and he's hot. He's about to be 38 or something. He's 37, 38, and he is so hot. His body looks amazing. He's an athlete, fitness trainer. And so I was like, is it my body? What is it? You know, none of that. It was none of that. And so the more we started trading places, and me softening, and me asking him for help, and me, you know, not attacking him. And I can't even believe I used to say pussy to him. Like, that's horrible. Like, I actually still feel bad about saying that, and I don't regret anything, but that I do. And I apologize many times still about it. He's like, don't worry about it. But that stuff doesn't help the relationship. It's disrespectful. It's not nice, you know, and it's not holding space for their greatness. Who do I want him to be? How do I want him to be? I need to, like children, you need to, you know, talk about and give attention to the good things they do, not when they do bad things. You need to, like, reward the good behavior and communicate what you want and what you need. And so I have to give it up to him, because we talked so much, and he was not a talker. Let me tell you what. He was not a talker. I was a communicator. I was a talker. And he literally came to town and spoke to me and talked to me. Like, he came to it. He kept coming back and chatting and talking and discussing. Now we talk so much, like, we are so connected, so in line, so much so that, you know, his mom used to say, oh, he's just like his father. And in my head, I'd be like, no, he's not. No way he is. Like, I used to hate that, because I'm like, he is nothing like that. Like, you don't know him. You know, he's quiet at his parents' house, but he just talks, he connects, he shares everything with me, and he grew ambition. So his ambition came, you know, bigger and stronger like mine, and we're together on this mission to awaken and raise consciousness together, raise conscious children, you know, help heal the world, heal ourselves. Like, we're on this mission together. And so, fuck, what a blessing. I'm so blessed to have him. But ladies out there, we say we want the bad boy, but really the bad boys are assholes, you know, and the bad boys have a lot of shit they haven't worked on. And then it's like the soft guy, oh, he's too soft. And it's like, listen, maybe he's not too soft. Maybe you're too hard. Maybe you have too much of that masculine energy, and you're not okay with being submissive. You're not okay with coming down. You're not okay with letting go. You're not okay with letting go of control, you know? And now I let him take over. Our sex life is amazing. He has totally come out of his shell because he feels safe. If I'm over here criticizing him and calling him names, how is my husband, how is my partner going to feel safe when their partner, the one who loves them, air quotes, you're supposed to love them, and you're making fun of them, or you're, you know, making jokes? Like, it's not a safe environment for that person. So I really have to give it up to Hamish, because he is so sweet. He's so patient. That is something he beats me on still. He just is a patient person. Like, some people are just calm and patient, and that is him. So he deals with the 4-year-old. When the 4-year-old's tripping, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk away, because he acts like me, that 4-year-old. So me and him are clashing, and then my husband will take him, and it's like, okay, don't worry, you go, babe. And it's like this beautiful energy that me and Hamish and I have done, that we can use each other's strengths. You know, I talk about the big goals and the money and like doing this and doing that, and then he'll jump in and be like, okay, did you think about the logical stuff, like that this needs to happen and this? And I'm like, shit, you're right. So the best business partner, the best dad, the best husband. He is so amazing. And I there's no way in hell I would want someone that was a bad boy, or someone that was, you know, overpowering or fierce or too much. Like, I think that I got exactly what I needed, and I think that we have had a beautiful chemistry mix. And I'll have to tell you, like, it took a long time. It took a while, and it took me choosing what fights were worth fighting. It took me realizing that every time I make my husband wrong and I make myself right, it's fucking division. Like, what's the point? Yeah, I'm right and you're wrong. Okay, who feels good? Nobody feels good. I did a podcast on it, you guys. Nobody feels good. Even the person who thinks they're right, they should feel good, they don't. They feel like shit. And then your partner feels like shit. And it's like, really? If we love each other to the extreme, we're here to hold space for the greatness in one another. Hold space for us to be the greatest expression we can be. And so, I'll tell you what, you know, time, communication, discussion, openness. If your partner is open and willing to discuss and chat openly with you, I see that as such a good sign, because that means that they are willing to shift and mold as you shift and mold, as your relationship shifts and mold, as your life shifts and molds, because it will change. If you got kids, or as you get older, or you move, all of these things change. So being with a gentleman is the best thing ever. He is so loving. He is so caring. He is so sweet. He protects the shit out of me and the children. He is hilarious. He's my best fucking friend. And I am so happy now. I'm even more so learning how to lean into the feminine. And the feminine is something I have really never resonated with, if I'm honest. Never resonated with, like, the softness, the letting people say what they want and you not standing up, the nurture and not the go-getter. Like, my energy has always really been in that masculine go, high achieve, loud, look at me, attention, go for it, fuck you, warrior. Like, that's been me. And so right now I'm actually about to start this journey on dancing Eros, which I'm really excited about. It's coming up in August and I really want to do it. And it's about dancing the 5 maidens, and it's like tantric erotic dance. And it's, I get my clients to do it, and women that I think have a lot of trauma or like sexual energy, because it's so good for that. It's moving, it's dancing, but you dance the 5 archetypes of woman. And there's like the maiden, and like the maiden's all soft and like, oh, and I'm like, I think that's the one that I'm going to have the most trouble with, is like being that gentle, like soft woman that's like touching herself and dancing in a circle in a field with no shoes on and topless and long hair and like, woo, you know, like, I'm like, I gotta get shit done. Like, I gotta do a podcast. Like, I need to make it happen. And so it's so good to be able to confront those parts of you that you feel like aren't complete for yourself, And so I'm looking forward to doing that. And I know that as I soften even more in my feminine, that my husband will get stronger in his masculine, and that we will be able to have that yin and yang, that beautiful balance between ourselves, and that respect and that love, and it'll just be fucking out of control. So, and it doesn't mean you have to give up who you are, by the way. Like, you don't have to become this really gentle, soft person and not speak up and not say what you feel. You can still be who you are and just have these elements of feminine. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what this brings. I hope that this resonates with you, because it was a dance, it was a juggle for us, and we have found our way, and it was a lot of work, and it was us willing to do it and working on ourselves. That was the best thing we've ever done, is coaching. We coached on our own and we coached as a couple. So all of our mentors always coached us one-on-one and then together. And, you know, a lot of the programs we did together. And as you grow, of course, your relationship will grow. So if one of you is growing and the other one's not, it's hard. It's very hard. That's what I'll say. It's not a recipe for disaster, because it can change, but it's just very hard. And the willingness for both parties to do the work is very important to create a successful marriage or a successful relationship, you know? So thank you for listening. I love you so much. I am so grateful to every single woman in the sisterhood, my sisterhood Melbourne ladies. I fucking love you. I'm so proud of you. You guys are killing it. You're literally killing it. You're doing such amazing work. I'm blown away by you guys, like so much so. The women in the online program that are going to join us and do this online program in August, you ladies said yes. We're about to jump on our one-on-one calls. You said yes first. You acted fast. I am so in love with you because of that, because I know what it is to say you want something and actually take action and do it. So shout out to you ladies. I love you so much, and I cannot wait to get into this. I'll see you on the next episode. Have a beautiful week, my darling. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your time, your ears, your support, your love, your questions. Please connect. You can head over to Instagram at The Queen of Confidence or Facebook at The Queen of Confidence and hit me up. Or if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, email me, yo. My email is erica@thequeenofconfidence.com. I cannot wait to hear from you. I thank you. I love you. This podcast is for you. Go out there and be great, y'all.